Yo, I'm from the dark side, the wickedest. My cypher quote with lyricists worldwide. We travel the globe off of our pimpin' shit. The year was 95, my mother grinding to survive for me. The irony, we made it out alive but lived in poverty. But now we living properly, but back then we struggled. She hustle working double jobs for that. Yo, mommy, I love you. Yo, bless my whole earth. My father was pimping, he tried to soul search. Was never there to teach me, but beat me as if I stole merch. Was mad real. Moved it with my granny out in Brownsville. The projects is where I started writing as a child still. Live on your ass, you ain't safe to walk unless you know the math. When soldiers pass, Rugers in they palm, the beef gets static fast. The matic blast, scene switch, shadow on this king shit. Worldwide, we travel the globe, so got the arenas off the composition. Writing visions down in the pad. Lost a lot of victims, younger niggas lacking the path. But still anonymous.
I can't complain, was born before the winter came. My mom made sure that I was warm with what she made for Burger King. A young adult for the DR, adapting to the cold New York. Was torn apart, but still fulfilled the part. My son's a favorite star, raised with lots of love. The kid became a king by listening. The prince with discipline, convinced invincible. Was taught to value principles. Be thankful for your food and give your praises due. And yo, my mom's has set the rules before my pops was in the loop.
Yeah. Peace to all my fly niggas rockin' Tommy Hill. Knowledge bill, bumpin' to my music like we got the deal. Peace to all my fly shorties rockin' low shit. My family be the closest, stay humble and focused. Peace to all my fly niggas rockin' Tommy Hill. Knowledge bill, bumpin' to my music like we got the deal. Peace to all my fly shorties rockin' low shit. My family be the closest, stay humble and focused.
Got a lot of dreams that I wanna make real. My daughters make music while my mama take pills to live. So tell me how my drama ain't ill. Like how you break it down and ain't bill. How I reach you when that llama ain't filled. Am I waiting too long? Cause working as a waiter ain't working, I'm waiting too long. But see this door to keep your eye on when you going through what I'm on. Knowing where you going to with no one to rely on. For all the real people who wonder how I get by on the rid, I'm still struggling, juggling 9 to 5. I got my phone silent, I needed to cope alone. Believing an open dome is me hitting a broken home. Used to just cut class and puff pass and telling stories, but I fucked up past. We in a rush must ask why it's unlikely to get a decent reply. Probably because we hungry and need a piece of the pie.
Peace to all my fly niggas rockin' Tommy Hill. Knowledge bill, bumpin' to my music like we got the deal. Peace to all my fly shorties rockin' low shit. My family be the closest, stay humble and focused. Peace to all my fly niggas rockin' Tommy Hill. Knowledge bill, bumpin' to my music like we got the deal. Peace to all my fly shorties rockin' low shit. My family be the closest, stay humble and focused.
I still remember all the coldest nights, you keeping us warm. A single mother raising 3, you had to weather the storm, but still made it happen. You had to take action, struggling tragedies. Pops is way too busy fucking, starting other families. Damn, you see it's easy to make a baby, it's hard to raise him up to be great. He wasn't up for the part, it tore us apart. The nights I wiped the tears from your eyes, it broke your heart to know he's with these women, telling you lies, making you cry. Deep inside you think it's you with the issues, like you ain't good enough for him, as if your love is official. But listen mama, you a queen, can't nobody tell you different. Held it down on your own while he was scared of commitment. I'm hoping you listen, cause honestly if it wasn't for you, yeah I'd be dead or in a cell. You always helped me get through, and I know it wasn't easy raising me. We had our share of fights, but I promise I'll make you proud. I put that shit on my life, just watch.
Yes, yes, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all. Yes, 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 y'all. And we back, y'all. And we back, y'all. We back, y'all. Our school, y'all. Our school, y'all. Our school. That's a little. That's a little way how I come on sometimes when I'm.
That's the Fonto rap.
Yeah, that's that Fonto beat up. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the Fonto Ricans.
Yo, so what's up, everybody? Peace. Thanks for tuning in another episode of motherfucking Art School. Yo, this breezy. Well, it was actually kind of warm today for what we've been experiencing these last couple of days with the weather and how brick it was, and then it was like super rainy and things like that. You know, me, somebody that's a weatherman, I like to talk about these things. But thanks for everybody. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in with us. Yo, it's your host, your baby moms, aka Chocolate Kool-Aid, aka Professor X. We're here with S.STREET Media. We're sitting here, you know what I mean, getting ready to chop it up with someone that I hold dear and close to me because of our experiences, and I like to talk about those experiences first. You know,
That's peace.
he was one, like, we kind of met on a circuit, or just, I don't know, like just connections of brown and Latino men who were participating in the graffiti game. You know what I'm saying? Me being from one side of East New York, I would often travel outside of the premises, you know what I mean? Because I lived on some of what we would consider to be like the Afro-American Caribbean side, you know what I mean? There were like Spanish pockets, but there was another location within East New York that had a larger community of Latinx, Latino, or however we would want to identify them today. And through whatever was going on, I got the chance to link up with a few crews. One of those crews, you know what I mean, led into me meeting this individual and just encouraging, well, just saying what's up, you know what I mean? I like your style, man. A good brother. I actually got a chance to do a few shows with this man, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of ecstatic today, even though I seem real mellow and stuff, to actually bring him aboard because, like I said, when Mav gave me the opportunity to say, hey, man, you want to put the show together, you know, he was, give me a list. I was, like, definitely putting my man on.
Word.
I would say a dope individual, great character, great spirit, entrepreneur, hustler, you know what I mean, and a connoisseur of the, you know what I mean, the art world. I like to welcome my man, Extra Ketchup, aka EK. You know what I'm saying?
Peace.
That was pretty long as shit.
Nah, that was dope.
You know,
I really appreciate it.
Yo, I just want to thank you, man, for coming up here, you know what I mean, for art school. It's really cool to have my boys come up here and talk about their artwork and what they like to do, you know. We start off with part of just the storyline, like I said, you know what I mean, just chilling, you know. We representing, is it East New York, Queens? Like, what's the, is it like the Bronx too? Because you know what I mean, you always speak about the Bronx as well, you know what I mean?
Well, first of all, before I even start to even talk about like my background, I definitely want to give, you know, big honors to Mav, you know, for even being on this platform now. I feel like to see my brother come from, like what he said before, what we was doing before, and now being able to share our likeness on this type of realm is just, it shows growth, and at the same time it shows, you know, a great level of enhancement and performance, you know, that kind of motivates. I always tell him, you know, I always look up to him as an artist, always been motivated by him as an artist, and to see him on this platform is ill. But to go back to your question, yeah, I am from the Bronx, and that's where like it originated from. I moved from the Bronx in 2004. I met you through UC. UC was at the time living in East New York, and I was always going to his crib, and he was always like, yo, you got to meet this dude, Fresh Five. And I'd be like, yo, I know, I always see the big silver tags, you know him? And I was like, yo, that. And he was like, yeah, I met him, yo. But it was ill, because when we finally like linked up, it was just like instant, like, yo, at that time it was just like a full sport. It was just like, yo, fuck it. It was like testosterone. Instead of like throwing hands and slap boxing, it was just like, yo, let's go tagging. You know what I mean? It was just like a different level of just like, it was the air was different. It was before all that Wi-Fi web started to really take air. You know?
I mean, you know, I just want to say this, man. I didn't just see you as like just a writer, though. You know what I mean? And I think that's that's what kind of made it more of a connection, because we lost a lot of those individuals that were painting with us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, that I always looked at you as like, hey man, this guy's an artist too. Like, he's doing shapes and colors and shit that's not of the norm, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you said you was representing like the Bronx, you know what I mean, and you see that connection. That's through the graffiti world. Is that something that, you know what I mean, you was always like just doing, or you know?
Nah, art was always like my thing. You know, it was like my secondhand nature. It was something that even in school, through my youth, anybody who you meet now or who you will see me connect with that I haven't seen in years, the first thing they say is, damn, nigga, you still drawing?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, yo, bro, it's something that I was doing since before, like, I knew what I was going to do.
Yeah,
you get what I mean? Like, it's just something that's just like, oh, word, I could do this. You know, I could write my notes, but I could also make this last sentence turn into a, you know what I'm saying, a vine through the side of the paper going, like, it was just crazy shit. I felt like the ADHD level was just outside of just being irregular. You get what I mean? It was just like, all right, I have to tame myself, but I can't stop writing. All my tables were scratched up. All my books was tagged up. It was like, it was a rush, but graffiti was introduced to me by somebody who recently just started writing again, who was Des, AMG, from the Bronx. So he lived on my block, and before, matter of fact, it was people who used to chill around my brother who always did tags, but you know, everybody did tags. It was like, yo, you write your name on the wall. But I feel like the first nigga I ever seen do graffiti live was out my window, Des One, in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh shit, this dude is doing it right there. And I was like, okay, it makes sense. They do it at nighttime. I always wonder, like, yo, when and where do they find time to do these? I didn't know about peace, and the fact it took time. I thought everything was straight illegal. So I was like, yo, I haven't witnessed nobody do it yet. So he was the first one. And I believe I approached him and I told him, like, yo, I forgot what it was, to be honest with you. But I remember, like, the next time we spoke, I had a black book for him, and he was just like, yo, fuck, I'm gonna just take this nigga under the wing. He showed me, like, for graph DVDs. Not DVDs, like VHSs. That's how I'm talking about. Like, he was just like putting me on to like game free hands. He had the ill free hands. He was also a DJ, so he was putting me on to music, and like people like DJ Green Lantern. He had all these crazy mixtapes.
Shout outs to
Das was like the illest.
Where's the fucking the fucking?
It's ill because it's just like to see him doing graffiti again. It was like, oh, my son is back out. Yeah. And it's like you can see that that's like an expression that's just forever, you know, lives through people. But just to go back to the art, like, yeah, art was, I never took it serious. I didn't know it was something that you had to take serious. I never like broke it down to the details of it. It was like, yo, I could draw. One of my homies could draw too. You know what I'm saying? It was never like, I'm going to make a career out of this. Like, when people asked me that when I was younger, I was like, nigga, I don't know, architect? Because I felt like that's the only thing that I knew about drawing was.
Yeah.
I'm saying, so it was like, yo, to reflect back, it was like, I didn't know.
So you ever went to school for art?
I did.
Yeah. What school you went to?
I did Cooper Union Prep, Portfolio Prep.
Ooh.
I got put in there through this dope art teacher in high school. Shout out to Ms. Davidson, whoever you was, teacher in 145 the Bronx. Fuck you if you ever hear this intro, this interview.
You playing them, or you want to give them their props?
Nah, this individual person I'm playing.
Oh, okay.
Because I felt like, yo, it was a time where she saw that I was nicer than her. Always.
Oh, yeah?
But she would always try to shut me down or whatever. I guess it was just like my attitude, and the fact I never gave a fuck and was just malicious as a kid. I felt like she was not the example who was like, yo, you should really try to get into a high school. So when like all my peoples was talking about all this portfolio shit, I was like, yo, let me ask her. Then like when I remember, like when I went to her class to ask her, she dead laughed at me. She was like, yo, you asking me now? When people been doing this shit since So I was like, yo, you laughed, and I was like, man, fuck this shit anyway. I ain't even going to fucking high school. Like that was my mentality back then.
So who was the one that?
So the one who got me in there was Miss Putterman.
All right, so this
So
part.
shout out to Miss Putterman. She was the
Exactly. So Math knows, everybody knows this is a part of the segment where we give those who gave us that bang to be able to give them their roses while they're still living. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We
so Miss
respect them.
Putterman.
So Miss Putterman, shout outs to you. If you ever see this and you tuning in,
I'm gonna find her. I always tell myself I'm gonna find her.
Yo.
I know Facebook is like a motherfucking FBI. Like,
Yo, definitely.
I'm gonna find Miss Putterman. That's my
for
word.
Miss Putterman, yo, we
And
love
I'm gonna treat
you.
her to like fucking Starbucks or whatever shit.
Yeah,
So
man,
I
come
remember
by.
how
Yo,
she
my
was,
man's
but-
doing big things. Yo, we're here. This is another episode of Our School. You know what I'm saying? It's your host, your baby moms. Yo, we got my man Extra Ketchup. He's also representing a brand called Criminals Only, right? It's I'm putting out words right now, and I'm saying like conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? Because like you were saying earlier, you know, BTS, it was like, you know what I mean, we getting into a whole bunch of things, you know.
Yeah.
We're tuning in, you know what I'm saying, Art School, S.STREET Media, and all that good stuff. We still appreciate everybody for checking us out. Yo, if you didn't know, you know what I'm saying, 4 years is coming up with the Vandal Hour, and that's getting ready to pop.
That's
you know
dope.
What I'm saying? So
Shout out to the
we gotta
Vandal Hour.
celebrate that. You know what I mean? You talk about somewhat kind of transitioning, you know what I mean, from the, all right, so you know that you're doing this, you're not really taking it that serious.
Yeah. So like in even when like I said, going back to Miss Putterman,
Miss Putterman.
when she was trying to like mold me and like give me that structure, she just took me. She was very strict. So yeah, she was giving me the lessons of like the history behind these artists, but she was just like, I don't want you to be none of that. I want you to still do the same way you do your shit. And then she was just like, yo, I'm going to put you, because everything she was giving me was different in the class. She was giving me shit just like, I know he's going to flex it. Let me see if he could flex it. But she would never show me her work. So I was just like, yo, she never did anything in front of her. She was always sitting there with a curriculum, but never did anything. So I was just like, is this woman even nice? And then one day, like, she told me, like, straight up, she's like, look, the only way you will take this serious is if you surround yourself with artists just like you. So she was like, yo, go to a school where it's, in a nutshell, outside of the hood. Get yourself outside the hood. Go here. It's going to take you to do it every Saturday morning. But I did it. I did it for fucking, it was like an 8-week prep. Shit was mad hours, one lunch break. We did everything that you could think about. Nigga, I did it all. From burning wood to life's drawing to
that's
sculpturing.
That's like I said, when I was talking about, you know what I mean, the connecting the dots, and it's like, yo, man, I see this guy more than just a graffiti writer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think part of the classrooms that we have in universities is just being able to, you know, talk about the wall play. This is something that we come from somewhat in a marginalized sense, where it's like, all right, so you're playing with the walls now, you know what I mean? You're taking it to, you know, more of a professional setting, you know? How was that experience, though? You know what I mean? You said it was like a lot of long hours.
Yeah, it was at first, because I'm thinking through you got to think back at the age that I'm in and the mind state that I'm on is just like, I'm not a school nigga, definitely not a morning nigga, and this is an Astor place.
Oh, better yet, a better question for your artistry. You know what I mean? How what's going on during that time where, you know, what type of designs are you coming up with, or you just like working?
Nah, so I'm pretty much just working throughout like what they giving me, as far as like whatever the segment was throughout the day, whether we had a model come in. I was still in a way tweaking in my own way, because that's what they wanted you to do. That's what they really like preach, like, yo, like, don't look at your other artists, don't compare your other work, just do it how you do it. Like, nobody was I noticed that nobody was there like, yo, shade like this or do it. It was just like, yo, let me see what you could do, be free with it. And what I felt like I gained from that was being able to kind of like break fear from material. That's what I was able to grasp from that. I was just like, yo, I'm able to use anything. I could make anything out of whatever is in front of my face right now.
I mean, speaking of the, you know what I mean, anything, right? I'm checking out like the gear that you have, and you know, you're applying a lot of different, you know, parts to another part. You know, I see you do that a lot. You know what I mean? While like I forgot to tell y'all, this man actually works in schools as well. You know what I mean? And you know, we actually partnered with a program, No Gun Smoke School Tour. Shout outs to Mr. Cassidy and everybody out there, you know, for allowing us the opportunity to actually speak and teach some of these youth some of that. You ever thought, you know, well, we could save this part of the cookie for, you know what I mean, the other side of the segment, you know what I mean, when we take that break.
Let's play some love music.
You know, we just want to continue to congratulate you throughout the conversation.
Nah,
you know
bless.
what I mean? Because you are definitely one of those artists that I've seen consistently going on. I mean, I remember just, you know what I mean, speaking to you a few years ago, and I'm like, yo, you could take this serious. You could take this serious and things like that. And then actually being awarded the opportunity to partner with you and be able to put together some fire-ass shows, you know what I mean? And now they're like, part of it was the fashion, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, you ever thought this would be somewhere that you was at?
Yeah, nah, like I felt like it was premeditated. It was just me just thinking out loud at first. I'll say anyone who you know has known me for, I'll say like minimum 8 to 10 year plus, like I feel like has know like, yo, this nigga was trying to do apparel. So I kind of kept it true to mine. It's just like the thought of manifestation and the fact of what you really want, and when you work for something is just like, yo, once you create that lane, it's either gonna go just one way.
That's important to you, right?
Yeah, so to me it's just like, yo, I want to do this and I'm gonna do it until I feel like either it is not shining no more, or it's like a toy. You get a new toy, when you first see it, it's in the wrap, you gonna pop that shit and it's just like, yo, this is, fuck them other toys, this is my shit right here. But that energy, that same spark only stays if you continue to give it that spark. You get what I mean? Like, this is something where I'm chasing steady growth. I'm working with other people. I'm giving opportunities to people around me who don't have brands to work with me and see what it is like to pretty much like, yo, I'm going for broke right here. Either you try to understand it or you're not trying to understand it. And at the same time, it's just like I broke the boundaries of doubt, because I felt like I don't want to be living half life or saying like, yo, I had this idea for like, I felt like I was doing that 5 years ago. Like, yo, if you reflect on shit, you better say what you was gonna do and do it. Like, if not, then it's, and then when you got people around you who was on the same type of time and they're able to carry you on too, it kind of makes you feel like, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. I'm not wilding right now.
As I spoke about that conglomerate, you know what I mean? You've definitely partnered. What's up? So what's up? Yo, we got a big time dealer in the house, you know what I mean? He's in the back. He's not really saying nothing. He's really quiet right now. He's like, you know, shout outs to Matt for always being a wonderful engineer as well. Yo, you see what we doing today, right? This is Mask On, right? Is there any reason, and you know, that you wear the mask, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I was telling Matt earlier, I feel like once you start to use this, what you call your appearance and your likeness as a representation of what you call your truth, then you start to develop an ego, even if you don't want to develop an ego. And I feel like I'm letting my art and my branding speak for myself and what I really want to represent. You get what I mean? Like, I feel like you don't have to engage. I feel like it's a privilege, and you have to really set yourself on that standard. Like, yo, it's a privilege for you to engage with me. You get what I mean? Like, I feel like money don't mean shit, but I know I can make a meal. I know I'm a walking meal. And you got to always keep yourself on that standard, because you know, like, yo, your circle has to be tight, your shield has to be tight, and your iron shirt at the same time has to be as sharp. Because we living amongst wolves, nigga. Niggas will look in your face, chill with you, congratulate you, but later on, that energy they pass through, that dap ain't as pure. And you always got to keep that same chisel minded, like, yo, I'm only working with niggas who at the same time is like either match you or trying to help you push to be better.
Message.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to listen when your people's telling you, yo, I don't like when you're doing this.
Message.
Or yo, you shouldn't do that.
Message.
You shouldn't take that shit as like, yo, man, fuck you, nigga. Fuck is you. I mean, like, listen.
Message.
They was there and they told you that for that purpose. You get what I mean? Like, I'm just living life.
I heard you. We again appreciate you. Yo, we was talking about some loaf music and stuff like that. Yo, you've been tuning in to Art School.
Shout out to kids in Brooklyn too.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's been tuning in, we appreciate you. Yo, D-Lo. Yo, everybody that's chilling and all that good stuff. Yo, it's your host, your baby moms, a.k.a. Chocolate Kool-Aid, a.k.a. Professor X. And, yo, we appreciate everybody for checking in. Yo, Math, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yo, Criminals Only. Yo, man, I'm not even going to hold you. I think we had the best show. I think we had the best show ever.
It's a platform. Criminals Only is a creative platform. It's a bold statement.
Gang.
It's a criminal is a way is what
we gonna
people
get
don't
into
understand.
That. We gonna get to 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 that. You know what I mean? You gonna talk a little bit more about.
It's a platform. Criminals Only is a platform. We here for y'all. You get what I mean? Like
big facts. You know what I'm saying? Mask on. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Math, whenever you ready, God. You know what I'm saying? We gonna play some more. Yo, y'all could jack our playlist too. Cause I got the best playlist on the stream. Everybody know that.
Right? Bushwick.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Check it. Low music, check it. Hey yo, Ella got the rhythm, knock the suckers out the prison. It's the mental state of mind that got your temple in the prison. It's that loaf shit with the whole clip. Pray to God that I stay focused, remain so swift. Hey yo, genocide the way we need to be. For my niggas on the street that hustle hard so they can eat. So spectacular, something after us. They lock us up, they try to capture us. They try to master us, we never pray, must be the black in us. Superfly, my niggas do or die. Who am I? It's the King Ills, reppin' East Side. Worldwide, I approach ya like a vulture. This is my culture, the author. Thought I torture, it's gonna cost ya, period. 40 put the end into your lineage. Sitting back reading Corinthians, picture this. Slugs flying, hit this man with the pelt. His mug twisted, uplifted, how we make it through hell. Your boy lost it, Chrome Desert Eagle, leave him heartless. His egg roll, leaking soy sauces. Oh shit, roll the sour in the 4-door Jeep. My niggas wolves and your crew all sheep. We get some money, these niggas weirdos. I'm rocking rare low, don't fear those who slither around the whole damn globe. Fake niggas playing hard but never acting wild. Back them down, 40 turn his melon into back aloud. Bastard child, I stand correct. Connect my intellect with knowledge that I manifest. Controls the internet, is King Ills. Pen sharper than your sword skills. Court bills on the block with the white grills. Come on, damn thing, do your damn thing. All my niggas reppin' loaf and we with the whole gang. All my people do your damn thing, do your damn thing. And when the blunt's all gone, we gon' sip the champagne.
You can hear my shit, apply it, or take my city and pirate. No stresses on the pilot, convert the pressure, apply it. One compliment can take you off the continental plate. The bit and hang it bigger, keep it low, we confidential. Break the superstition, you'll be missing this. The bomb, the mental aching for nothing but the faith and glory. What the fuck you faking for? We patient, pour the glasses when it's time to put the nation on. I put my bases on, you wake up and you put your bases on. Time waits for no man, so my coding is Conan. I was born with no man, better live in a romance. And since the Crusaders, the cross evil, no cost equal. We the force equal, the lost people, the lost people. Catholic that deserves this, Kaepernick and Copernicus is passionate and deserving. It's clashing back and conservatives action back. And we might never settle this for eons. That other shit, yo, that's just what I be on. And we on.
Do your damn thing, do your damn thing. All my niggas reppin' loaf and we with the whole gang. All my people do your damn thing, do your damn thing. And when the blunt's all gone, we gon' sip the champagne.
Yo, aristocrat with higher knowledge, I see through the phony. A wider vision keeps me boarded, I stay on my dolly. The son of God is so I'm guarded, you never can hold me. A young disciple born to ride with the wicked and only righteousness resides inside the words I speak, the verbs I bleed. Heal you like the herb I breathe, my earth's my queen. Play my role and hold down the fort, raising hell within the system like I burned down the court. Shit, fans around the world, fuck you think we do this for? We keep the camp concentrated so they holler, of course they wanna smoke. We universal with this shit, but I can hurt you when I spit. My niggas murk you with the fifth, yo, get a grip. You pussy niggas acting like you hard. Always been a quiet sober, well equipped to leave you scarred. Don't you ever get it twisted, no. We more than heavy. Respect my code of honor, my Shinobi's war ready.
Do your damn thing, do your damn thing. All my niggas reppin' low growth, girl, we with the whole gang. All my people, do your damn thing, do your damn thing. And when the blood's all gone, we gon' sip the champagne. Yeah, genetically persistent, exhale and stay consistent. Was built for these conditions to fail these expeditions. For real, my rhythm will make man rebel and hit the floor break dance. Break spells and celebrate until yo, no doubt my intellect expands. When I withstand resistance, pronounce plans to escape trance. My style provokes existence. The crowd reacts and demands. Arouse women when I dance. We chill, vibe and laugh until Brooklyn be the rebel, since Brooklyn blessed with the breath. I put in work to prove what I'm worth with faith and effect. I reminisce suffering deficits of dividends, fights over differences, squeezing my stomach tight for the night. Put in positions where I cannot decipher wrong from right. Now writing the instruments got me on flights, only seen on stage or on the internet. Acknowledge God to build the bond, the fall for Babylon. Distance from it, the flesh has entered it, the soul is infinite.
Going rock, eh? Looks like you're a born loser.
There's no more champagne.
I suspect a trap. As a fake, I once paid to do this.
There's no more champagne.
Oh, you see how I slept on a mic like that? Pause. Right? Shout out to all my Dipset fans out there. You are tuned back in to another episode of Art School with your boy, your baby moms, aka Chocolate Kool-Aid, aka Professor X. We're back with my man Extra Ketchup.
Yeah, this nigga's crazy. Man.
Yo, I'm just I like to have fun on these too, and sometimes I think about like the conversation and things like that, and you know what I mean, as we were talking about, you know, the character, right, and how you you know what I mean, you kind of masked up, and you know what I mean, that's kind of like, ooh, excuse me. It's part of the ensemble for today is masked up. You know what I mean? We as artists, you know, we kind of create this character and this ego. How whenever people read about you or talk about you, it's always in good spirits. Excuse me. Yeah, man. I never heard nobody actually say nothing bad about you, bro. Not even with your habits. You know how like some of our bros have like issues with their habits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one thing that I would like to tell you is that you're very disciplined and you know what I mean, continuing on with your craft. You know what I mean, and that's why you're up with another episode of Art School. Because in this university, you know, we like to talk to those who are
scholars.
Exactly. You feel me? And yo, think about this. Like, yo, you're an entrepreneur now. You know what I mean? You got the brand. Criminals Only, you rocking out. How's that feel? How did that really like conspire? Because you know you was talking about like doing the classroom stuff and all that.
It's just like, I guess the universe works at its own time. It's like I said, it's things that if you know me for a while, you know these was things we spoke about, multiple sites with people. The idea of creating this. This way of marketing myself is, I didn't know it was going to take this exact route. You get what I mean? I went basically into it blindfolded. You get what I mean? Like, the reason why I wanted to do apparel was because I felt like I had 1,000,001 ideas for pieces, but I was just like, yo, sometimes I could sit on pieces. To get people sometimes to buy pieces is a whole different ballpark. Like, we could talk about that for days, but I wanted something that was like a stamp, but I wanted to represent just something that I know was like truthful. Like, I'm gonna share something. So in high school, I went to August Moore High School, right?
Shout out to August Moore, man.
When
Yeah, that's not even a school no more.
Nah, it's not.
Yeah,
Like
that's
they did
crazy.
like a little 5 points thing, which is ill as fuck. But fuck them niggas for not calling you boy. But at the same time, yeah, not personal. It's all love. I stay amongst the shades, so I mean. But I one time wore a shirt, and I got a shirt in the Ave. If you from Jamaica, Queens, you know that nigga on the Ave in the Coliseum block who made shirts on the spot. He pressed him right there.
Right there. He
West
did a-
Indian
he
dude
did
with the glasses,
Yup,
with the
he-
funny eye.
yup.
Yo, he'd be like, nah, nigga, I can't do none that says Nike, none that says Adidas. None of that.
Yeah.
But he had blessed me with a shirt, and the shirt said crack dealer. I never sold crack, bro. I never distributed anything like that before in my life. So the reason I wanted to wear it was because I felt like it was a bold statement. I was like you said, I'm a peace person, but the way I'm dressed gave this look, and it's kind of like an appeal, and it's just like, yeah, you're gonna judge me regardless, so I might as well throw it in your face. So that message wasn't taken so well. I rocked out for like 7 periods, but then like the principal called up to me and helped me, like had me call. He told me, quote unquote, call the person who loves you the most. No, he told me call the person who cares about you the most that will pick up for you. And I was like, yeah, my mom gonna pick up, but she ain't gonna like it. So I called my pops, and my pops came through, my older brother, and then the nigga chopped his shirt up in the fucking office. Man, that shit was an embarrassment, but a lesson at the same time. But it was just like, it was like kind of like a little seed that was planted. You get what I mean? That was something that was just like back in my head. Like, yeah, I kind of want to wear my own shit. Like, I kind of already dress plain, but I want people to understand, like, yo, the brand flipping is a way of me pretty much using something that was thrown in our face that we idolize. Why do we wear it so much? And we don't even know the meaning. Half of the people that wear it so much don't even know the creators. So it's just like, yo, you got a whole bunch of criminals making you rich. So might as well flip it on you, nigga.
Gang.
So it's like, that's another reason why I don't show my face, because it's just like, I know what I'm doing.
Gang.
But it's not something that's just like, that's all I do.
Gang.
Just to
Yeah, you're not incriminating yourself with
I'm
anything,
not,
bro.
Yo, I'm just
You know
expressing myself.
We're all about peace and love, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
hey, check this out, right? So you started the Criminals Only brand, but you had a few, and I hate to say things like this, you know what I mean? Because, you know,
it's reality, it makes sense.
It's reality, but it makes sense. Yo, you were kind of putting some threads on some people that was like big now.
Yeah.
Right? That means you've been in the circuit.
Yeah.
How long have you been on this road to apparel in itself? Because would you consider yourself to be a fresh new brand?
I still feel like I'm new, yeah.
And what you want to identify yourself as? Because I don't want to say like urban wear. I hate saying that shit. Do you feel some way about that?
I am an artist, and what I put out is branding. It's a statement. If you choose to wear it, you understand it for your own way. The same way you can read a book and take that perspective that way, whichever way you take it is yours. At the same time, I'm doing it to deliver the message still, while I'm still creating. It still keeps me on edge, you get what I mean? Like, this is not just like, yo, I have a cool idea for a shirt. It's like, nah, it gotta make sense now. I feel like I'm at a certain stature where it's just like, I can't just drop anything. You get what I mean? Like, I'd stay true to, if I'm gonna wear if I'm gonna make a Carhartt flip, then I'm gonna use something that looks pretty much like Carhartt. Like, I feel like if you're gonna do it the right way. I feel like the pride that I put into it and like the thought that goes into it, I think longevity versus some of the people who is just like, I'm just gonna do this, I need the money now. Like, the money's gonna come, the clothes sells itself. Like, not to shit on anybody's style or anything, but like after developing like a brand, you start to see like, yo, some of these people, like, they really waiting on you. Like, not to say that they can't dress, but what you are putting out to them is just like, I want another piece. I'm already wearing something. Is when you're putting out pieces, you know that these certain people who are buying these things is going to cherish these things, so you want to give them the best quality. You get what I mean? Like, even if it costs you a couple extra dollars, nigga, invest in yourself, bro. If not, don't play this game. Like, simple. Like,
excuse me, bro. Technical difficulties, but this mask is killing the back of my skull cap. You know,
yo, man, so, that's it. Reveal yourself. They don't know.
I'm gonna try not to reveal the Darth Vader tonight on y'all too much and shit. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna chill for a second with that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
That ain't, man. I think that's most deaf right there, man.
Yeah, man. I'm most deaf, y'all. Look, the whole time, most deaf was interviewing you.
Black Stars.
You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Yusuf. What's his name? What's his real name? Yusuf Ali or something like that? What's his?
Nah,
I just seen Most Def too. Dead ass
Yasin
downtown.
Bey.
Yo, Yasin Bey. Yeah. Yo, shout out to Yasin Bey. Yo, I seen him downtown. He was he was with his mans and stuff like that, and somebody had already peeped him, and they were like,
Damn, they
yo,
made it hot.
they was like, yo, the dude jumped out. He was like, yo, do not call him Mos Def. I'm like, what? You had like he had a dude come out personally like and tell the dude like, yo, you're not Mos Def. So shout outs to Yasin Bey because we don't want to get you know what I mean sued or anything like that. Yeah, shout outs to everybody that's been tuning in, you know what I mean, for another evening of art school, you know. I think about this university all the time and a lot of community work that you do too, man. Like you're not just like one of those artists that I would say flat out is like selfish in the world and the economics of New York City. You know what I mean? Base artists themselves is like, can we say crab in the bucket type flow? I mean,
like,
you give back too, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Money is cement. That's all.
yeah, those are part of the value. Yeah. So it's not just like we just talking about like criminals only, you know, or it's bunch of criminals like the crime and things like that. Yo, my boy had a brand called Crime Wave, you know what I mean? Where he was like so knowledgeable and so yeah, like you could go to him and he's like a dictionary on everything, you know what I mean? Like a human GPS, and it was just crazy, you know what I mean? So shout out to my boy Wally. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy.
I like
right
those
there.
Crime Wave shirts. I remember those.
Yeah, we had put the Crime Wave with, you know what I mean? We were infiltrated by, you know what I mean, other brand infringements and things like that. Everybody wanted to use the Miami color scheme at that time and stuff like that. So, you know.
It's still a piece, though.
Yeah, it's still a piece. It's still part of history. And I see that you do a lot of that where you change and you interchange like logo and designs, you know what I mean? Some would say it's like the Supreme Box logo, but it's like, nah, it's the Supremo. You know what I mean? It's like how you like take this and put this back. And it's like, well, you know, kind of everybody does that in the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Who were some of those guys that you seen like coming up though that, you know what I mean, kind of gave you some juice or, you know what I mean, that you seen now that's giving you that juice?
I felt like people who inspired me as far as I would label it, I guess, streetwear for now, just to give it that title for everybody to feel comfortable around it. But I was always a big fan of A-Life. I wore A-Life a lot. I also had other influences too, like Stussy. Of course, everybody had went through that phase. But of course, one that would be major would be Original Fake, Cause, and just to see like to go to Union and Soho and to see the quality of his shirts, then to see the price, and then to get the understanding of why it was that price, made me be like, yo, all right, he's doing this for a selective few. He's not doing it for the regular kid. He's doing it for the collector. So it was just like,
that's what you had.
Yeah, I was just like, yo, so this shit it's just not a shirt no more. Like, I started to cherish these, like, yo, I still got pieces of A-Life that I'm not giving away.
Yo, I got an A-Life, I got 2 A-Life pieces left, no lie. I got an 06 A-Life Rack New York shirt. Oh, I'm good, right? Rack New York shirt, all yellow. Right,
I remember that shit.
Yeah, and I got the Iraq sweater, burgundy, with Air Snot hand when he was writing.
I wish I had that one.
Yo, boy, you know how much I caught that shit for? $60, boy. Yo, that was when. And yo, shout outs to all my NYC collectors out there, you know what I mean? That's something that is a part of what you're doing.
Yeah, I know it's people who I see.
Yo,
that's why I do the personal relations, because I want to build that relation.
I got an 06 Iraq shirt, bro.
Yeah.
No lie.
That shit rock, and it's good quality, and it's
still rocking like crazy.
And that is a piece of art.
Yeah, shout outs to Snotty.
Streetwear, whatever, but it's art. You get what I mean?
That was one of those are one of the, I don't think, and when I ask that influence question, I get kind of puzzled at times because I don't really want to ask that, you know, because I do understand like those moments and times that also influence the artwork. And that's definitely a time that I think that we were linking up. Everybody was actually in those streets. Everybody was like going down to Soho trying to get these pieces by knowing certain people that was in these stores and things like that. So a part of New York City history, you know what I mean? Snotty and everybody and Dice, all them niggas that used to work up
Shout
in
out to
A-Life.
Dice.
You know what I mean?
Dice
You
always
funny
hooked
looking
it
nigga. Yo, we got we'll get him down here one day, man, and come talk some shit about
Shout out
some
to
New York
Dice.
urban history. You know what I'm saying? Lower East Side shit. We was all over these galleries and all that stuff. You also doing that now. You know what I mean? You're putting together a lot of installments. You also have your own spot now.
Yeah, we opened up the first. Right now we had opened it up just for like I said, friends and families, people like who just be in the area, just to give them the privilege to be first. You know, like, oh shit, like get them to like sort of put out the buzz. But I like to keep things at a very like, I wouldn't say low key level, but in a way where is, yeah, you really gotta do the homework to find it. You get what I mean? Like, yo, like really dig in. I feel like the representation, like I said, of the brand is not for everybody. And I'm not gonna limit people from buying it because, like I said, that's your perception of how you see it. It's yours. You get what I mean? But I still wanted to have something where you could step up into my realm, understand my people, because there's a showroom that I share collectively with family like Gooey NYC, Peace. My man's coming out right now.
Bang, bang.
A couple people coming out right now. My man's Buddha doing
Bang,
some
bang.
crazy things right now with the editing. Been holding it down. My other people's doing their thing too. Is just I want to be able to, if my platform and my stature now could give the opportunity to showcase what I know these people want to show, and they don't have like the ends. It's just same way how we want to go to a job and be like, yo, homie, where you ended? Like, yo, like, what's up? It's the same energy, and now you could provide that. You get what I mean? And that's a good feeling.
So you back on board.
Yeah,
you
it's
know
for,
what I mean?
it's a showroom too, to put it out there. If anybody does tune in who does have a brand, it's something that it is for third party people. It's just not for my shit. Like, it's something where, yo, like, show and prove. Like, if you doing something, like, represent yourself in a way where this is you. You get what I mean? I feel like it's so easy to start a brand. Like, it's so many people doing embroidery machine work. Like, it's simple, but you have to have that how can I say, you have to have that understanding of like, yo, this is something that is not always going to be win-win. You get what I mean? But you have to understand, like, yo, there's other ways of getting it outside of Instagram. You get what I mean? I feel like depending on that one source made me realize throughout the 3 years that I've been doing it that, yo, like, yeah, Instagram is holding it down, but it's not everybody paying it. Nigga, I don't got no website, and I don't want a website. And it's just like, I got to depend on somebody to see that story and buy that piece. If not, then I got to do it in a way where I got to go to pop-up shops. I got to put my shit out there in different stores. Shout out to people like Showroom, Sideshow that gave me the opportunity. People like that I looked up to, like Scrapyard, who reached out to me recently wanting to carry my shit for the winter. Like, that's honest to me. You get what I mean? Like, I used to walk into that store and see shit and be like, yo, like, look at this little lady.
Another
look at this
relic, another
yeah,
time.
that's like, that's
New
a
York
part of
City
history. That's history. And like,
shout outs to Mark, the
Word.
OG owner of the Scrapyard. Yo, it was a million times that.
Word. He always looked out. He was for the culture. Like he said, like, certain people are for the people. You get what I mean? And I want my shit to always be
There's
for
a
the
new
people.
guy. There's a new guy up there though, right at the Scrapyard, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, new guy up there. He
I don't know the politics of it, but I wish it well. It's still a stamp in hip hop.
Yeah,
Not
definitely.
only graffiti, hip hop.
Yo, matter of fact, I wish I could actually get Mark to come up here and talk about
You
that.
will.
That'll be dope. We will invite you, Mark. If you ever see this Scrapyard, one of, you know, as much people talk shit or whatever and say that he wasn't really, yo, Scrapyard, you know what I mean? You got all the right, you know what I mean? Maybe in Queens, if you was for the Queens community and things like that. But these are these parts and these stores of New York City that we like to talk about at our school that connect so many dots where artists like ourselves will be able to talk on these platforms and be able to discuss and share that history in New York City, because this is where we represent, you know what I'm saying? I'm from East New York and shit, you know what I mean? My man's from the Bronx, but somehow comes back out to East New York and Queens and all these other connections, and is building his brand. Starts with, you know, graffiti or writing in a sense or whatever. I can't really, yeah.
Freedom.
Freedom. And now we're building some more to talk more and more and more about your endeavors. You know what I'm saying? You said like December 1st is coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yo, you want to plug any of those dates that you may have some like private showing? Because I know that you do that too. Because you real exclusive too. You becoming like, yo, DM for private invite. You know what I'm saying? You got to get.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it builds that privilege. You build that privilege to like
business, y'all.
Like as an artist, create that stature for yourself, where it's just like, yo, this is how I operate. You have no choice but to work with me. As an artist, you have that will to do that. You get what I mean? Like, aside from getting, you know, the legal processes of, you know, copywriting your name, that's a whole different conversation, which people who, if you're taking yourself serious, should look into that.
Yeah,
but,
you should ask those questions. Cause
LLCs, look into LLCs, you know, like, look into trademarks. These are things that will help you as an artist if you're going to take it in longevity and keep investing, which is your cement, your money. So as you keep creating this pavement for yourself as an artist, right, I feel like the seriousness comes mainly from understanding, like, yo, I know artists who are amazingly talented, but they will not let go of their jobs. Like, yeah, this job is sustaining your balance right now at home, with your mortgage or with your kids. Yo, that's cool. But it's 2018, about to be 2019. AKA we in 2021, my nigga. There's so many ways to sell your shit. If you ain't getting your hands wet, then you gotta understand where your time is. I feel like, yo, as an artist, if you're gonna classify yourself as an artist, you gotta have guns. You can't be talking about, yo, I'm an artist, and you ain't never really got dirty. You get what I mean? Like he said, like, yo, we invest in the community. We do things out of pocket. We do things where it's just like, yo, we know what we doing it for. Like there's no limits to art. You get what I mean? Like what you do as an artist pretty much shows as a business person, because when I'm doing business is art. Like my man said earlier, business is art. So the way I do it is honest. At the same time, it's just like, yo, I'm going to people and I gotta sell criminals only. I gotta go to Quad and tell them I want to do something, and my name and my brand is criminals only. They gonna look at me like, nigga, what is this meeting about? Like, you gotta understand, like, yeah, what's the seriousness in what you do, and the way that you carry your art. That's how people is gonna interpret it all the time. So
you got this time right now where you're very disciplined, right? You're very, you know, I could say trend setting, because I seen like a few people jack stuff and all that other stuff, but I ain't gonna really put those names out there and things like that. You know, your showroom, that's something that you work towards too and work very hard for. You know what I mean? Like I seen, I peeped your journey. I'm along with, I've joined in that ride plenty of times. If you haven't noticed that already, you know what I mean? For everybody that's tuning in, you know what I mean? I just want to thank you, man. Are you reading any books right now? And if you are, what's one of them?
At the current moment, I'm not. I'm gonna be honest to say, but one of the last books that I've dug into again was the RZA's book.
We were speaking about that at school,
which is the Tower Wu. And the reason I always go back into that book, some people who read will consider it simple, not to disrespect and label it like basic, but it's a simple read, but at the same time, it's so many hidden gems that you miss. That is a book that you gotta read at least like 4 to 5 times. But
we put this one already. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, sorry, God.
But I feel like it's when you read a book, is a habit that I want to break free of, that I want to admit to, is you read books and you want to create the voice of this thing you're reading. You get what I mean? So it was like I felt like I connected to the RZA book because I heard him rhyming. Versus when I'm trying to read something and like if I want to dig into like Genesis, I can't go into like Genesis and try to read the book of King James version of Genesis and try to understand, because I don't hear that voice. I don't hear language. I could try to create it, but at the same time, it's certain things that sometimes prohibit people from reading because they don't know how to read. Not that they don't know how to read words, but they just really do not know how to focus and tune into reading and how to go back and say, oh, this is what I read. Like, that's a craft that you have to teach yourself.
What's your favorite color?
I don't have one, but if I were to do one, red.
That's interesting. So we also talk about the belts in the school. You know, what color belt in the art judo do you think you have right now?
I honestly don't know the degrees of belts in order. But I could box a couple niggas out, so I guess I'm like 3rd degree black belt or some shit.
Heard you.
If you put me in the ring of like I said, I could work with anything.
In everything.
I could rip a canvas and give you some shit. If you give me a blank canvas in 2 colors. Like it's no ends. It's the limits are created by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
heard you. That's what we preaching. The limits, you know what I'm saying? Those are the only thing that you can put on yourself, right? That's
I feel like the limits is certain people who live like I said. The reason why I brought up the job is because financial situations don't allow people to keep creating. Because it does cost money to produce a couple shirts. It does cost money to go buy a couple of acrylic if you don't steal. I'm not gonna say I steal, but I'm not gonna say I don't steal.
Heard you.
You get what I'm saying? So you have to understand, like, yo, this is a art, but at the same time, it's something that's serious, because you do have to invest into it. And like I said, if you look at it as money, all right, now figure out what you're gonna do to get that money, and don't label something just the jobs and shit is gimmicks and shit like that. But it's like, yo, everybody gotta find a way to eat and get bread. Like, that shit don't fall out the air. You get what I mean? Like,
yo, shout outs to everybody that's been finding a way. As artists to
whatever you do,
get some chow mein and get some I had some great ass chow mein with some pineapples in it, and it was fucking awesome. Shout outs to my boo thing for getting me some chow mein with some pineapples. That shit was amazing, bro. I was like, damn, girl. You know what I'm saying? Yo, last words, encouragement, all packaged in one. The floor is yours, good bro.
Break all the rules. It's that simple. I feel like I said, like, this art shit, nigga, ain't no rules to this shit. I feel like the journey of molding yourself is more of a beautiful process than what you put down on the canvas. I feel like this is something that you have to. It could be a community to some, like they say, like the art community, whatever community. Like, it's cool, but I feel like take yourself serious. Invest in yourself, which is the most important thing. Because it's like invest in yourself, knowing that you want something in the long run, not because you feel like, damn, this man's is doing it too. Like, nah, don't do it like that. Like,
where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram, which is the only source that I really have. Like, I don't use Twitter. I don't use Facebook. It's Instagram.
Heard you. Where's that at on Instagram?
Extra Ketchup.
Heard you.
And we also got Criminals Only.
Gang.
Yep.
Cuban Link costs $1.50. Yo, shout out to everybody that's been tuning in with us on this wonderful Sunday. It's been warm. It's been pretty chill. I had a wonderful evening. I hope everybody's been stuffed. Oh, well, still got a little bit of food left.
Yo, you cannot be eating leftovers next week.
Not next week, but I'm just saying, if you got a little something left, you know what I mean? You probably like on 10% right now. And it's probably like the bread part some shit like that.
Nah, I don't trust
You know
it.
what I
Ain't
mean?
no fridges that good.
I'm just saying, you might have had a lot of food. You might have a small family. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
No,
But
you know what I'm saying?
if you go to somebody's crib and they offering it up, some of that penny don't really last that long.
Yeah,
to all my
chill.
Spanish people.
Yo, chill. You be on the
Don't
toilet.
be wilding out with them potato salads with them old ass mayonnaise on it.
Yeah, wildin'.
This shit mad nasty.
Don't do that. Yo, everybody that's been tuning in to Art School, you know what I mean? We appreciate you. This is another episode. We're going to continue to have dope individuals that come up and speak very, very, very nice about their work and what they're doing and their journeys.
One more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
My fault. December 8th, if you tune in and you watch this before December 8th, we do have a fashion expo for all holiday shoppers. We are looking for vendors. We are looking for artists. Reach out to Criminals Only. Come through with something correct, man. I ain't trying to diss nobody, man, but just come through with something that, you know what I mean, appealing. Something that, don't be hitting us up and your page is private. That makes no sense. We're not going to reach back. Like, something that you know is real. If you know somebody who want to be a part of something for the holidays, December 8th.
I think about that a lot. I hate artists that have private pages.
Yeah, I don't understand
pages.
that.
Like,
How you trying to network, but you should private?
Like, you know what I mean? You just
makes no sense.
Like, nobody could check your shit. Like, chill. All you social media artists out there and stuff like that. Yo, we appreciate you for coming through tonight, man.
Thank y'all.
Yo, gang's been with us. Criminals Only. Yo, Math is always in the back. Engineer. Yo, shout out to 718 Collector Sosa Without Gang. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's been tuning in, it's been a lot of loaf music playing for our playlist. You're welcome to jack that because I got the best one on the stream. S.STREET Media.
Loaf music.
You know what I'm saying? Loaf.
Kids and Brooklyn.
You know what I'm saying? No less. Yo. Theodore in the back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yo, everybody tuning in. It's been a wonderful one. We got some good people coming up soon. Again, yo, peace. Math, whenever you ready.
Check. Hey yo, whose arm is this? Lotus semi-auto in this form, and it's the ghetto pharmacist. Usually find him on the corner strip. He's armored with the Teflon. Ruger cocked in his left arm. His cold heart hoodie he rockin' it, keep his chest warm. Whose gun is this? Shorty found the 40, now he running with the niggas from the jacks that got connects to make the onions flip. They armored with the tech drawn, fiending to get respect wrong. Soldiers to the streets, they start to think that hell was meant for him. Whose mind is this? Due to lack of reading, now he's blinded with nothing but griminess. Lack of guidance from the hieroglyphs. It's hunger in the red do. Nothing to feed this mental. Can't remember having set you, so Satan entered this temple. The wickedest really lit this shit. My flow is infinite and militant. Use my penmanship to conquer dividends. Righteous path. All my niggas need to overcome the wrath. Learn the math that's hidden in the books inside the paragraphs.
Hey yo, whose hand is this? Gripping the mic to assess the damages of every ghetto youth. Living proof that the God's command is through this everyday struggle within the system meant to break us. Analyze the truth about origin, born to greatness. The basics of our necessities embedded in blood. Using the vocal as a weapon while we lighten this bud. For what it was is what it is, and will forever be ours. I'd rather walk this earth a king than sit around as a coward with it. Yo, whose death is this? Another soldier falling to the recklessness and premises are like a zone surrounded by embellishment. Media corporations, they hate to maintain his image. His nature dwells in righteousness, but painted out as a villain. Default criminal, his environment critical. Without for residuals with some violent individuals. Now he's 6 feet under dirt, they put his face on a shirt. The shots he felt was quick to finish him, now dead in a hearse.
Hey yo, whose gun is this? Who you running with? Open your mind. Yo, whose mind is this? Who you riding with? You wasting time. Yo, whose gun is this? Who you running with? Open your mind. Yo, whose mind is this? Who you riding with? You wasting time.
Hey yo, whose head is this? Occupied with detrimental sentences. Yo, how can I put an end to this? The voices amplify so effortless. Spending nights suspended by the tension. It's intense for me. Demons demand attention, but my faith protected me. Flesh is weak, it keeps on testing me. It feels as if I been living lies and like something has been expecting me. Whose eyes are these? Persuaded by the paintings of rival leagues. My influence to decide what I believe. A system designed for me, as far as I can see, to keep me pacified. Technology is quick to follow me until I break. Instead I stare it face to face.
Hey yo, whose head is this? Right in this fire so you can see we felt it. With no BB belt, just a CD shelf, you can see we melting. The greedy self is dissolving this harmony. It's dishonor, dirt on my armor. That arm isn't harming me. me, but yo, whose head is this one? On the road to riches, but it led to this one. The system out to build us cages, and we bred to pick one. Sacrifices, impact the prices are higher purposes, higher purchases, fire verses and fire first. It is that best foot forward, right at that left hook throwing, and I got that stress look knowing how we be coming and going. Who see this in the soil? I heard his son didn't know him. Stuck up people for paper, but still that gun didn't know him. But yo, whose world is this? It's never feeling bright for the peace. It's life on the streets, addictive cause the cycle repeats. And dark nights, while I formulate to live on my own, I write a poem that deliver my dome, and then I'm gone.